What's up, man? Sun is bright out here. It is cold. It's only like 13 degrees today, but the sun feels nice and warm anyway. Let me show you what we're getting into today. So I put the decals back on the truck, phone number back on there, Countryside logo back on there, but I didn't put the trees on that part of the logo. I'm not sure if I want them on there anymore. I'll decide eventually. And then back here on both sides, powered by Monster Energy. Has the same thing on both sides. We'll discuss that later. But yeah, those ones are briefly back on there. Don't exactly match Billy's truck over there or the dually, which is inside. Let's go inside and see what we got going on in there today. Pushed a bunch of slush down there that fell off my truck. What do we got going on here? Oh look, it's Max's truck. Full of snow. All kinds of crap in here. Uh-oh, what's going on over here? Same thing on this side. What do we got going on today, Maximus?
Tie rods.
Tie rod ends. It's that time.
From the looks of it, they've never been changed.
Yeah, they probably haven't, but if you guys remember this truck, Max bought this thing, it was red, and me, Max, and Billy taped it all off and got it all ready, and then I painted it for him. I painted it with the same black Raptor liner that the dually's painted with. This stuff is durable as hell. It's kind of like truck bed liner, but it's actually designed for painting vehicles. So, I mean, you can use it as a truck bed liner, but there's stuff that needs to be done to this truck over the winter. Thing's still running great, but it needs a couple exhaust clamps. One of them broke, the other one's not the way it should be. And I'm gonna raise this bed up and I'm going to knock the surface rust. There's no rot on this truck anywhere. I'm gonna knock the surface rust off of the frame and I'm gonna shoot the frame. I'm gonna repaint the fenders and then I'm gonna tip the bed up and paint the whole underside of the bed. And this is now going to be the designated truck for next year for pulling all the trailers. So that's the verdict with that. Let's talk about these plows for a minute. I had one plow event. It was yesterday morning. My trigger is 3 inches. We only had about 2.5, but it was heavy, wet, thick stuff. So I figured I was just gonna go out and plow everything anyway. Everyone was more than happy to see me. They didn't care. 90% of what I do is contract anyway. It's not like it's pay per plow, so they didn't care. But I wanted to take it out on a nice, light, easy snowstorm to run it through its paces through my whole list. That way I can find out if it needs anything or if, you know, anything's not working properly on it. And that way I can fix it and have it ready before we get a big snowstorm. But everything worked great on it. It was flawless. Everything was perfect. I do like this V-blade. It's nice to plow with. It's fun to plow with, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know that I'm gonna keep it. I think after this year, I'm gonna dump it. And I'm going to buy another straight blade like this one here for the new truck. Or I'm just going to take the harness and everything out of Billy's truck and I'm gonna mount it in the new truck and run this blade. I like straight blades better, especially with the wings, the way I did them. You guys know these are standard Buyers Pro Plus wings, and I cut them, brought them in, re-welded them, and braced them. So this plow is like a full scoop. So this is a 7.5 foot wide blade. It is now about 9 feet with the wings. That plow is an 8.5 foot plow. But this blade here, it's just so much easier to use. I can carry snow further. I can, you know, it's up, down, left, right. That's it. And it turns so much further left or right than that blade. I notice when I plow with that one, if I turn left, it only turns so far. So then I have to bring the right wing in even more to be able to angle it and get stuff to go where I want it to go. Not that big of a problem, but it's just one more extra thing you got to do all the time, and you got to be conscious of it. When I back drag snow out of a driveway and then I go to push it up off to the side, I put it in scoop, or not full scoop, but a little bit of a scoop. The problem is 8.5 foot wide. When you bring it into a scoop, you're at about 7 feet. You lose about 1.5 feet of your width. This one here, when I turn it either way, I maintain the same width of the blade. I can carry more snow further with this. If I was doing a lot of parking lots, I think I would definitely probably rather have the V blade. But since I do one small lot and it's a straight push in, and 96% of what I do is driveways, almost everything's driveways except for just that one lot, this blade just comes in handy and works so much better for doing driveways than this one does. So a lot of people asked me last year, wow, that lens is dirty. Like I was saying, a lot of people asked me last year what I think of between the V blade and the straight blade and which one I prefer. And so there you go. There's your feedback on that. I did make a video, I'm pretty sure last year, about the difference between the two and which one I prefer and why. I can't remember exactly what I said at the time. I think I made that video when I'd only used the V blade a couple times, so I really didn't have that much experience with it. But now that I do have more, I probably only plowed about 15 times with it last year, once with it this year, so really don't have that much time with it. But in just the experience I do have with it, that's kind of where I stand between the two blades. Monster Energy, 0 calorie. You guys know we drink Monsters like crazy. Me, Billy, Max, Connor, we all drink Monsters all the time, and we prefer the 0 sugar. So everybody asks us all the time, what do we drink all day long? Mostly water, but we always have Monsters in the cooler. That's our thing, that's what we like. So mower in question is this walker right here. So I really want to use this thing this upcoming year, but we got to make a decision what we're going to do with this thing. Now when I got it, if you guys remember, it was running, but it was smoking like crazy, and it just didn't sound so great. And I pulled the valve cover off and found out that one of the push rods was bent inside there, and it was worse than that. I pulled the head off, if you guys remember that video, and the head was just destroyed on the one side. So I bought a whole new head and new push rods, new valve springs, and new valves, and I put a whole new head on that thing. And it runs really good now, but every once in a while it still smokes a little bit. I'm not sure. I think it probably needs rings, and that's not really something I want to get into. But if I were to replace the engine on that, it's about $2,200. And everything else on that machine is good. It's got brand new tires on it, brand new. The one I like, the leather comfort seat, which is the same one that's on this walker here. That's definitely my favorite seat by Walker, as you guys know. I got rid of those suspension seats, but it's definitely my favorite seat. But anyway, so everything is good on there, and it's kind of like the Walker B that I had that I should have never gotten rid of. We all know the story with that. And I do have down here, I have a 42-inch mulch deck and a 56-inch side discharge deck. Either one of those will pop right on that machine, so I can use either one whenever I need. And then it's got the dump bed on the back of it. But this is a Walker MT SD, which means it's side discharge. That's an MT GHS, which means it has the grass handling system for bagging. So I don't really know. We have the X-Mark Vantage still. This thing runs good. Every once in a while it starts running funky, but for the most part it runs good. We got the Right 32, which that thing's just a lifesaver all the time. And then we have the V-Ride 2, which just hit 500 hours, I think, and that one has the new big wheels on it. And we have the V-Ride 1, which has the new smaller wheels on it. That engine, it runs great, it cuts great, but every once in a while, man, I mean, you try to throttle down, it doesn't throttle down. That might have a governor issue, like The Grandstand did, which now has a brand new engine on it. I cannot wait to use that mower. You guys all know that's my favorite machine. But anyway, so I got plenty of mowers. I don't have to do this mower. I might just wait till spring when the season kicks off and I'm rolling in good money again versus this time of year, and might wait and put an engine in it then. But once the season kicks off, you know, it's really hard to find the time to do something like that. But I don't know. That's an option. So what do you guys think I should do with this machine? Put it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys would do with this. Would you just throw a deck back on it and dump it and sell it the way it is? Because that's an option too. Or would you mess with that engine or put a new engine in it? What would you guys do? I already know what Ken from KLC would say. He'd say I'd just rebuild the engine, but that's not something I want to get into personally. So my options are put an engine in it or throw one of the decks on it, probably the mulching deck, because I use that 56 side discharge from time to time on this machine here. I have a blower lockout switch. I lock out the blower so it doesn't bag grass, and I side discharge with it. So those are the options. Throw that 42 mulch deck on it or something, or even just sell it without a deck on it. Sell it the way it is, or put an engine in it. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. Well, I'm headed home. I gotta edit this video and I gotta get Billy to the dentist by 5 o'clock. Just real quick before I close this one out, a lot of people keep asking me if I'm all right. Listen, I'm all right. Things might not always go my way in this world like they never do for anybody. And unfortunately for me, it's a very bad not all right. But if it doesn't, I'll figure it out. If there's anything that I've learned how to do in my life, it's survive. I've faced some seriously horrible crap in my life, as I'm sure all you have as well. But like I said, if there's anything I know how to do, it's survive. So right now my life is a 50-50. It could go one way or the other. I'm praying it doesn't go the one way, but if it does, I'll still make it. So don't worry about me, guys. Thank you for the concern. I greatly appreciate it, but I'll be all right. And I will catch you guys in the next one.